It's time for the RMAC Radio Show, featuring all the latest information from around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II. Now, here's your host, Eric Damage.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show. This episode is on location, at least this segment is on location. We're in Gunnison, Colorado at Western State College, more specifically in the Tracy Bora Wrestling Room. So we're going to have more on men's basketball, women's basketball a little later in the show. Right now, we're going to focus on wrestling, and our guest today in this first segment is Donovan McMahill. He's the defending national champion in the 197-pound weight class. Donovan, welcome to the show. This is our radio show slash TV show since we're on camera here. Donovan, the defending national champion. Let's go back to your career. When you're a freshman, you're the RMAC Freshman of the Year. You get to the national finals and you lose in the championship. I know the next year you were planning on winning, didn't work out. What did that feel like to finally get that national championship last year as a junior?
It was awesome. It's hard to describe the feelings that I was having. I was happy. I was excited. It was a relief, just kind of some weight off my shoulders. It was nice to finally get what I'd been working for 3 or 4 years.
Now, when you first came into the league, the top team in the conference was the University of Nebraska-Kearney. They had won several RMAC championships in a row, but the last 2 years, Western State College has been the RMAC champion. That you've got to take a lot of pride in that, being an RMAC champion yourself a couple of times to get those team championships.
Yeah, it's nice when the RMAC tournament comes rolling around and everybody starts clicking, and you're wrestling real well as a team, and you're just kind of feeding off one another. One guy's wrestling good, and so the next guy comes up and he's wrestling real well, and it's kind of like a snowball effect, and we get going, and it's a lot more sweeter of a championship as a team than just an individual championship.
Now, right now, you guys are ranked in the top 5 in the nation. Team national championship, there hasn't been one here in Gunnison in quite a few years, but I got to imagine that's on the list of goals this year.
Oh yeah, we got our Charlie Pfeiffer and Charlie Alexander, both returning All-Americans, coming back, and both of them are in a hunt of their own individual national championships. So and then we got some younger guys and some lighter weight guys that are wrestling real well, and if it's all about who comes to show that that day at nationals, and I think we definitely have the talent to do it. So it's definitely something we're shooting for. Now,
when you first came here, I believe you're from the Greeley area, if memory serves me correctly. Was that part of what drew you to Western State College? Was the opportunity to be a national champion and maybe compete for a national team championship?
Yeah, Coach Van He and Coach Otto are real good wrestling coaches, and after meeting with them and seeing the kind of program they have out here, and kind of their style and coaching philosophy, it was just a real good fit. And I had seen what they had done with other wrestlers from high schools in my area, and I thought that was the right place for me to be.
Now, your team photos this year, got to ask you a little bit about that. Your mugshot, you're sporting the bow tie. Yeah. Are you trying to start a new trend here, Donovan?
I don't know about setting a trend, but me and a buddy, we just came across them at a store on sale, and it's just a classy tie, and I figured a classy mugshot was something I needed maybe.
Now, do you wear that bow tie at any other time?
I've worn it to a couple other occasions, but that was the first time I'd worn it.
Now, the other thing I got to ask you about the national championships last year, everybody gets to pick their own walk-up music, I guess is what they call it, like in baseball, where they play a song that somebody picks, and you got to do that in the national championships. Most guys are picking hardcore, like heavy metal type music, but you went the opposite route.
Yeah.
Tell us what you picked first.
I came out to Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond, and I don't know, we like to listen to a lot of kind of easier, not necessarily soft music, but easier going kind of upbeat music, because as a team, we just kind of like to have fun and smile and mess around and enjoy wrestling. So it just kind of helped put me in my own element, having that music coming out for the national finals that year.
Now, it seemed that the crowd really got behind you because of that song, and you were kind of pumped up when you were walking up to the mat.
Yeah, I was smiling, I was happy, it kind of just took all that nerves and the stress, and they went away, and I felt comfortable, and I was just ready to just go wrestle and have fun.
So if everything goes according to plan this year, do you have any music in mind?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since last year. So, but I really can't say anything until that time comes.
All right. That is Donovan McMahill, the 197-pound champion from Western State College. The RMAC Wrestling Championships will be in February at San Francisco State. But now we're going to switch gears to basketball and over at the RMAC Sports Desk with Garrett Ratonia.
This past weekend, RMAC men's basketball saw some intense action in big games that will play big roles as tournament time approaches. On Friday night, the Mountain Lions of UCCS traveled to Nebraska-Kearney and took down the Lopers 85-68. Brent Jones led the way for UCCS, scoring 22 points, pulling down 10 boards, and dishing out 3 assists. In Grand Junction, the Mesa State Mavericks used a furious late rally against the Ore Diggers of Colorado Mines, but fell short 55-52. Forward Gordon Galloway led all scorers with 14 points. CSU Pueblo went into Chadron and pulled the win from beneath the Eagles' wings, beating CSC 59-57. Chris Laurie led the Thunderwolves with 17 points and 16 rebounds. In Alamosa, Adams State blitzed the Regis Rangers for an 86-53 victory. Marcus Richards led all scorers with 15 points on 6 for 9 shooting. Western State played host to Colorado Christian, and the Mountaineers declawed the Cougars with a 65-57 victory. Abram Zemer led the Cougars with 20 points and 6 rebounds in a losing effort. And the game of the night being held in Durango as Metro State used hot 3-point shooting to down Fort Lewis 85-78. Reggie Evans and Brandon Jefferson went 9 of 13 combined from behind the arc as they scored 24 apiece. On Saturday night, Colorado Christian overcame a 15-point first-half deficit against Mesa State and won the game 64-53. The Cougars made 23 of 29 free throws in the second half to seal the deal. In Kearney, the UNK Lopers used a 17-point explosion in overtime to take down CSU Pueblo 82-77. Mike Detlinger led the way for UNK with 30 points on 11 for 18 shooting. The Skyhawks of Fort Lewis played host to Regis, and FLC corralled the Rangers 76-56. Matt Billups scored 15 points for Fort Lewis by hitting 5 3-pointers. In a back-and-forth game in Chadron, the UCCS Mountain Lions took down Chadron State 74-69. Former RMAC Radio Show guest Kevin McClellan of Chadron State led all scorers with 23 points. Adams State took advantage of 30% second-half shooting by Metro State to beat the Roadrunners 59-54. After being down by 8 in the first half, the Grizzlies outscored Metro 35-22 in the second half. Colorado Mines took care of a game Western State squad 66-55. Sean Armstrong led the Ore Diggers with 20 points and 5 rebounds. Finally, in a shootout between New Mexico rivals, New Mexico Highlands scored 70 second-half points to take down Western New Mexico 115-99. Thomas Manzano of Highlands exploded for 34 points and 10 rebounds to lead the way. I'm Garrett Ratonia, and this has been your RMAC Men's Basketball Update.
Thank you, Garrett. When we come back, we're going to talk some women's hoops here on the RMAC Radio Show.